Hey guys, so today we're doing a Sun and Moon booster box and card market update video. We're going to look at what the investments are doing, whether they're going up or down. So to begin, Sun and Moon booster box, this is base set. We had two confirmed sales, or actually three rather. This one was an unopened one though, but 219. So yeah, that might just be like sleep boosters or something. Two confirmed sales in May. May 6th, $300, and May 20th, $297.79. So basically a $300 box currently. Next up, we have Guardians Rising. We had a couple confirmed sales in May as well. May 15th for $390 and the 17th for $390 as well. So Guardians Rising pushing $400. Then we have Burning Shadows up next. This is the Charizard set. Lots of data on this one already for June. June 5th, we had a sale at $425, and then another one at $415, and then June 8th, which is today, $425 again right there. Then we have Crimson Invasion, one of the worst sets in the history of the Pokemon TCG. At least in my opinion. Couple sales in May. So May 1st, 217.5, May 4th, 215 essentially, and then May 14th, 215. So, low 200s on Crimson Invasion right now. Then we have Ultra Prism. This set, one sale at the end of May for $663 essentially. And if you look at the 1 year chart, Ultra Prism is on the way up. And it's been slowly moving since the start of the year. So, that's a good sign. Then we have Forbidden Light. Again, one sale in May, May 27th for $468.95. So sitting around that, 460, 470 mark still Forbidden Light. Then we have Celestial Storm. There is no data on TCG Player confirmed sales. If you go to eBay, however, the lowest listed box in brand new condition is $1,000 Canadian at this point, plus shipping and tax on top. Then we have Lost Thunder again. No confirmed sales on TCG Player. This is the Lugia set. When you go to eBay, the lowest listed box is 900 Canadian plus shipping and tax. Then we have Team Up. Team Up is now well over $2,000, up to around $2,338.75. June 2nd, there was a confirmed sale for $2,375 exactly. So that's where Team Up is at. Definitely something to keep our eyes on moving forward. Unbroken Bond seems to be on its way up as well. Confirmed sales May 17th for $620, May 18th for $615, and May 28th for $616. Then we have Unified Minds. I actually just made a video where I talked about Unified Minds. I think that the booster box price is probably a bit undervalued compared to where the loose pack price is at. We did have a few confirmed, actually only two in May. May 19th for $748 essentially, and then May 30th for $745. So it's around that $745 range. I wouldn't be surprised if this one moves up to around the $800 mark quite soon, actually. Then we have Cosmic Eclipse to round it out. Again, in May, there were some confirmed sales. May 2nd, $945, then May 17th, $895.50, and $940. If you look at eBay as well, this box is over $900 now, I believe. So $950. I imagine eventually, maybe even by the end of the year, this is going to be $1,000 box. Cosmic Eclipse definitely doing well and something we should keep our eye on. Before we go any further and look at the cards, hopefully this loads my YouTube analytics. I just wanted to scroll down here and let you guys know that 65.7% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're watching these videos and you're finding them valuable, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to do it for me, do it for your boy Kadabra, who evolves at 5K. Now, moving into some of the cards, we're not going to look at cards from every single set, just some of the interesting ones. The Rainbow Charizard GX from Burning Shadows, it does seem like it's continuing to move up. This is, again, a 6-month chart. If we look at the year chart, it's pretty flat, but, it was down towards the end of September, early October. It was around 330, now up over $400 at this point. This is a card we should keep our eye on. Again, not like a ton of confirmed sales. These were light plate holofoils, so we haven't seen a near mint sell on TCG Player in a while, but it looks like it's, well over $400 at this point for a near mint one. Then we have the Lily from Ultra Prism. This is the only card that I'm going to show that's just still tanking. This thing was well over $500 last year in the end of September, early October. Now it's down to under 400, around that 380 mark. June 7th, which was yesterday, we had a near mint holofoil sell for $420. So, maybe it's reaching its bottom around this, high 300 point, but who knows, could still go further. Another card from Ultra Prism, we have the Leafeon GX. This one's actually been making a move up recently. This is a year chart. Basically, it was pretty flat, moving up from 40 to around 50. But then early May, it went from 50 all the way up to around 65, $66. We had a near mint hollow foil sell a couple days ago for 97.40. And then June 1st, there was one for 64.47. And a mildly played one, or MP, moderately played, there you go, for 32.25 on the 3rd. But a near mint hollow foil is selling around $65. So this one's definitely seen a large move up. That's like what, 30%, something like that. So pretty decent move on the Leafy on there. Now we move into Celestial Storm. I think this is the only card I brought up, the Lycia. This one is slowly moving up. If you look at the 1 month chart, not a ton of movement going on. 270, yeah, basically like less than a percentage point. But you know, it's just good to keep our eye on this one. Obviously, waifu craze. This one popped off too. We saw a low in November around $256, and it has been moving up at this point. And we did have a near mint hollow foil sell a couple days ago for $304.95, so almost $305. This is definitely a card to keep our eye on, and just like waifu in general, because I think maybe at some point it'll become popular again. Who knows? But definitely, like, a lot of the sun and moon sets have a large, waifu card, so it's kind of, you kind of have to track them if you're tracking the booster boxes as well. Next up, if TCG player would load, I thought I preloaded all of these guys, my bad, but the Lugia GX from Lost Thunder. This one's moving up as well. Obviously, 3 month chart. It was down to around 142. Now it's up to over $150. And near mint hollow foil again, June 6th for $178.50 essentially. June 1st, we had a sale as well for $159.99. So it looks like it's, moving towards that 160, 165 mark. And if you zoom out over the year, obviously it has high at the end of August last year, tanked back down, and it's slowly climbing again. Maybe it'll come back up to its point. I'm not a super huge fan of rainbow cards, and again, these videos aren't about my opinion, but I don't know. I can't get excited about them, guys, but you let me know in the comments if you're a fan of rainbows. Next up, as you already saw, Latias and Latios, alternate art tag team card from Team Up. Obviously, this is the big hitter. We had a near mint hollow foil sell yesterday for $725. May 23rd, one sold for $849. If we look at the 1 year chart, it's been pretty flat, which is a good sign, I guess, right? Like if we're looking at Team Up as a booster box investment or something you want to get into, the fact that this card is holding a lot of value is a really good sign. Obviously, it did come down from its high down to around the low 700s, which it looks like it's still selling around that point, even though that the chart has it up around 800. And again, it's hard to tell because one sold for $850 May 23rd. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see this card, holding its value over the past couple months. I'm sure there's better data on eBay, which, in the future, I should probably look at some of these cards closer on eBay. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's holding its value, which is a good sign, I think. Next up, we have a couple of these need to load here, guys. Sorry, I did actually preload these, but I think after some time, TCG player just needs to like rebuff a lot of the windows. We had the Guardian and Gardevoir and Sylveon GX alternate art tag team card from Unbroken Bonds. This one's actually taken off, so it was down around the 170, 175 mark. Since then, it's now up to around the 190 mark. So almost a 10% move on this card. A near mint hollow foil sold for $220 on the 6th, and on the 31st of May, there was one that sold for $254.93. So definitely a card to keep our eye on. It looks like this card is moving up. If we zoom out and look at the 1 year chart, it's definitely not near its 1 year high, but it is selling basically above this price that it was at back in August. So this is a card to keep your eye on as well moving forward. Again, I think like Unified Minds, Unbroken Bonds is probably a little bit undervalued in terms of booster box price. So it kind of makes sense if these cards keep going, that maybe we should look back at some of these sets just, potentially as pickups and long-term holds. Then we have Misty's Favor from Unified Minds. This card has been popping off as well. If you look at the 3 month chart, it was down the 170s. Now it's up to almost $190, so an over 10% move. And we have sales over $200. So yesterday there was one for $209.99. The day before, $191.91. And then the day before that, $186.99. So it's continually moving up in price every sale. And as you can see, a 1 year chart, we're basically selling higher than its 1 year average. Again, with the waifu craze, this one fell off after a lot of those cards lost value. But this one's recovered quite well since then. Cards like this, obviously it's Misty. It's going to be a fan favorite Pokemon trainer, I guess you could say. And it's not surprising that this one rebounded at all. Then we have the Reshiram and Zekrom from Cosmic Eclipse. I really like this card. It's not the top card in the set, but I brought it up because it has been moving over the past month or so. So, basically towards the end of May, this card was $90. We're now up to $92.68. But when we look at sales, the latest sale was June 5th for $109.99. And then light played obviously sold at the end of May for $81, and then you had a moderately played one sell for $69 almost. So it does seem like a near mint holofoil is selling over $100 at this point. Again, this is another card we want to keep our eyes on. If we look at the 1 year chart, it's definitely down from where it was at. It was at its high around $122. So maybe, $90 is kind of like the low, and people are thinking that this is undervalued at this point and, trying to move into this card. And then finally, we have the Blastoise and Piplup GX alternate art tag team card from Cosmic Eclipse. Again, this one, when you look at the 1 year chart, not impressive. It was up to $137 essentially. But when you look at a 1 month chart, it's moving from around $105 up to around $116, $117, which, again, over a 10% move. The latest near mint sale was June 5th for $116.45. There was one that sold the same day in near mint for $25, but I imagine that might just be like a different language or something like that. And then you had a light play sell June 4th as well for $113.78. So a light play selling for that, and then a near mint the next day basically for a couple dollars more. This is definitely in line with what TCG Player is putting it at. And, maybe again, people are seeing this card as something that was potentially undervalued around $100, and maybe they're buying into it now. So that's pretty much the update for you guys this month. Some of the boxes slowly moving up. Again, things we should keep our eye on. Team Up, obviously, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, and Cosmic Eclipse. I would, really keep an eye on Cosmic Eclipse, see if it breaks through that $1,000 mark. Unified Minds potentially hitting $800 a box. And then Unbroken Bonds, same thing, like maybe hitting $700. Team Up, is already just so ridiculous. But I imagine year over year, it's just going to see steady growth. And, potentially one day, this will be a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 box. So pretty crazy. That's going to be the update for this month. You guys let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else you want me to add for these monthly market videos. Again, I'll do like all the specialty sets in Sun and Moon in the specialty market update video, specialty set market update video that I do every month as well. That way, I think it's just a bit easier to like put everything into one video or into two videos. You can kind of focus on the specialty sets, which move a bit differently than the booster box sets. And if I put them in here too, it would be a really long video. So I think it's better to do it this way. But you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you so much for, subscribing and liking the video. It helps out the channel a ton. We're getting pretty close to 2,000 subscribers, which is, definitely exciting. And if you are doing any shopping, like if you're going to buy on eBay or if you're buying on Hobbiesville or TCG Player, I do have affiliate links in the description down below if you want to support the channel. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.